I'll make the motion to approve the minutes of the, what meeting was it? The February 16th meeting?
And I didn't print these out. Oh, yeah, yeah.
February 16,
Thank you, Jeff.
2022.
Yep. I'll make the motion.
And I'll second. All those in favor? All
Aye.
those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Jeff here. Aye. Okay. Motion passed. All right. Oh, here it is. Old business. So Ed, I'm guessing this is gonna be the Ed show again. Our policy.
Well, all right, so the board policy is still
Okay.
in process.
Sorry, I just jumped out for a second. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, the bullet point for board policy on enforcement of subpoenas is still on my desk. I got to get that done. Ethics training for city employees and officials. I have had sort of a running conversation with Fred Latchett, the city solicitor. He has raised this with me, and I have, said that I believe the board would be more than supportive of doing ethics training for city employees like we've done in the past. I said, I don't know that the board on its own has enough juice within City Hall to make it happen. I know when we had the sort of organized series of 3 training sessions, I think that was mandated by the administration. I see Shelley nodding affirmatively. So, I've said to Fred, somebody in the administration, in my mind, needs to be put in charge of this to make it happen. And I've not heard, I think he agrees with me, but I've not heard back from him on that. So unless somebody has a different idea, or Shelley, you have an idea, I think training is a good thing to do. And I think this board's always been supportive of doing that. We have some materials already prepared from the last go round that could probably be easily adapted. It's just a matter of somehow making it happen.
Shelley, are you required as a city employee to do other kinds of training, like, digital training? I know as a teacher, safe schools
we
and,
do
mandates.
harassment and discrimination and all of those typical kinds of trainings. We do those regularly.
And they're all video.
Yes.
or
So
online.
I can follow up. Does anybody know Carly Sullivan? I'll let her in.
I do not.
I can follow up with our HR office. I have been in contact with the training coordinator. So I'll follow up with him.
Carly, can we help you?
Hi. So I was just extremely interested in what's going on in Reading. And I saw on your website there was a bunch of different council meetings and then the ethics board meeting. And I just was like, I have to see what's going on. I want to know more about boards and about how decisions are made and stuff like that. So that's why I joined on the call today.
So the process if you're interested in being on the ethics board, and you obviously have to be a city resident. So I'm assuming you are a city resident. And I don't know the application, Shelley, is that something that you could send digitally, or is that on the website?
Yeah, I can do both. I can send it if you leave me your email in the chat, or it's also available on the city's website. You can also submit it through the website. So there's a form you can fill out that will come directly to my email inbox.
Okay. All right. I'll check it out. Thank you all so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Nice to
We're-
have
Yep,
you
bye,
with us,
thanks.
Julie.
Yeah, we need new members, so I'm so glad you popped
Thank
on.
you. Thank you.
All right. Hopefully we'll be in touch soon.
Shelley, did I
It's
hear,
different.
Shelley, on the training
Thanks,
issue, did I
Dawn.
hear you say you're gonna follow up with someone on this?
Yeah, his name is Ken Miller. He's the training coordinator in our HR office. So I'll follow up with him. He and I did have a couple of chats about this, but then it kind of has fallen away. You know, everybody gets distracted and they don't get anything finished. So I'll circle back with him and see where we are with that.
Yeah, the last time we did the
Thanks, Shelley.
extensive training, it was run out of the HR office, if I remember. So that's sort of a logical place to do it.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
may
I-
be kind of at a standstill now because we are without an HR director. So whatever he may have been doing may have fallen off because of that as well. So
Yeah.
I'll go follow up with him.
Hey, Ed and Shelley, when we had the extensive training several years ago, wasn't the chamber involved too? No?
Yeah, the chamber had
Thanks,
paid, I don't know how it came to happen, Jeff, but the chamber had hired and paid the woman that helped facilitate everything. And I believe she had a contract for like $5,000 for, her services, and she led the trainings.
I'm on a meeting.
She put the PowerPoints together and all that. So I don't know how that came to be, but yes, you're
Yeah.
correct, Jeff.
I thought I remembered, and I thought it was well done and I think well received by the by the employees and staff. So just a thought.
I'll mention that to Ken.
All right. New business. Local enforcement of the filing of statements of financial interest.
So that was me. I wanted to just put that on there as a follow-up. The amended supplemental form was adopted by council and they have now added local enforcement for the submission of that form to the Code of Ethics. So that is something along with the state forms that I keep track of and keep those in our office.
Lucky you.
Uh,
Shelley, when did that happen? Just recently or?
That was, I actually just looked it up this afternoon because I couldn't remember when we did it. Council passed that on June 13th of this year. And Ed, if you want to look, it's Bill 47, 2022.
Yeah, that's 47, 2022.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I want to get a copy of that so I can, because that they amended the Code of Ethics.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
All right, thanks. And then last but
So we'll
certainly
have
not-
to have
oh,
I guess we'll have to talk about a procedure then next election cycle when they're filed. Or next May when they're, or on or around May 1st of next year, they'll have to be reviewed for compliance. Because the state form is due on May 1st,
Yeah, and I send them both out at the same time.
right? Yeah. Okay, good. Well, the next item is, we received a request for an advisory opinion from Michael Gumbar, who is the solicitor that advises city council. It's very short. I'll just read it. City council is requesting an advisory opinion from the ethics board regarding whether the hiring of Felix Freitas III who is the husband of Council President Johanny Cepeda Freitas, to the employment position of the mayor's chief of staff gives rise to a conflict of interest and or results in conduct violating the city's ethical standards. So I wrote, I got that, and I wrote up, and Shelley circulated last week a draft of an advisory opinion. My conclusion is that the mere act by the mayor of hiring Felix as chief of staff does not violate, or in terms of Johanny's position as council president, does not put Johanny in violation of any provision of this home rule charter or the code of ethics. Unless somebody corrects me and I'm wrong, I believe the hiring of the chief of staff is in the mayor's discretion. It's not even one of the positions that council approves, like the managing director, for example. So I don't see it as an issue, and that's how I've written it up. I did include some language in there that, I'll just read this. The Board of Ethics would like to make clear there is no suggestion or evidence that Council President Freitas used her official position to influence in any way the mayor's choice of Mr. Freitas as his chief of staff. If such were the case, the answer to the request for advisory opinion would be different. Again, there was no information presented that, this was a quid pro quo or anything like that. And then I also point out that the Board of Ethics would be remiss if it did not point out that both Council President Cepeda Freitas and Mr. Freitas should be very mindful that due to their respective positions of authority, there very well may be circumstances presented in which one or more of the conflict of interest provisions of the Home Rule Charter and Code of Ethics would be relevant and or applicable. So, essentially, this is not a blanket approval of every situation that occurs or may occur in the future. Most conflict of interest situations, and certainly that's something I'm used to as a lawyer, most conflict of interest issues are handled on a case-by-case basis. And so, just like frankly any other city employee, but in particular, these two individuals would have to be, mindful that something could come up where, because of their positions, there would be a conflict. So that's how I've written it up.
Yeah, I would just add to give you my thoughts. I mean, I concur with your opinion. If it is the exclusive right of the mayor to choose his or her chief of staff, is that the position? I think.
Yes.
That's my understanding.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think leaving that or stating the fact that there is always that potential of conflict of interest, and hopefully the council employees are aware of that. And so again, the importance of training, I think, is and not only in this situation, but the awareness factor of training and what the code of ethics is out, I think, is important. So I would agree. I would agree with your opinion.
I agree. And I think putting that in at the end was very important, and hopefully they have people advising them, of instances when they might have to recuse themselves from something. So.
Well, I did talk to Mike Gumbar when he sent this in just to see if there was any additional information. And he he said that both he and Fred Latchett, the city solicitor, did not see an issue either. So I think to answer your question, I think council and or the administration are getting independent input beside just what we're saying. But the way Mike explained it to me, one or more of the members of city council wanted to just pass this by the ethics board as well.
Well, and I said, you've been training us well over the years, because I said to Shelley, I saw it in the paper and thought right away, ethics. I was like, no, that could be a problem. So I think it's good they put it on our radar. All right, do we need, and so we need to make a motion to accept the advisory opinion as drafted. So I'll make that motion.
Yes, it
I'll
needs to
second.
be approved.
Okay. Jeff seconds. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carried.
So I will send this down to you, Shelley, tomorrow with the words draft removed from it. Can you obtain Melissa's signature on this?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, if you
Mike-
email it, I'll scan it and get it, sign it,
Mike
scan it, and get
Dunbar
it back to
said
you tomorrow.
I guess he asked me if we could have this to him by the time of council meeting on Monday.
Yep, if I get it tomorrow, I can sign it and scan it right back to Shelley.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I have one more item to bring up.
Okay.
So the Code of Ethics, when it deals with the issue of gifts, the Board of Ethics is required to have a gift subcommittee, which consists of 2 members. The members of the gift subcommittee have been Jeff and Joe. Joe resigned, so we haven't had any gift questions come through recently, but since I'm bringing it up, probably we'll get 8 tomorrow.
And Christmas is coming. That's always a popular time. Yeah.
So there's only 3 of you, so Melissa or Angela need to be appointed to the gift subcommittee to work with Jeff.
I'm okay doing it.
Okay,
Does that need a formal
Okay.
motion, Ed?
yeah, Jeff, why don't you make a motion to, in light of Dr. Ampre's resignation, to appoint Melissa to the gift subcommittee to serve along with you.
Okay. As a result of the leaving of Dr. Ampre and the necessity for the gift committee to have 2 members, it's authorized to appoint Melissa as the additional member.
Melissa, you need to second that motion.
All right. All those in favor? Oh, sorry, second.
Second.
There's a lag. Are you there, Jeff?
Yep, I apologize. There's a lag here.
That's all right. I figured that. Or I thought you were voting against me.
Well, this position does require an FBI background check, Melissa, so.
I have mine already. I have that for my job.
Okay. Should be
I was
good
just gonna
reading.
say FBI.
Yeah, I'm
FBI
signing up
agents
for the
don't
sub service. Yeah. For the district, and they they require that. So I found all my old clearances. They're still good. So I'm clear for a couple more years. All right. Anything else?
That's all I have.
All right. I think that's it. Ed and Shelley, thank
Alrighty.
you always for all you do. Jeff, thank you. And let's recruit more members. I have a couple people in mind that I will
Alright.
ask. I'm glad that young woman jumped on though. That's promising.
Yeah, it was nice,
So real-
nice to hear.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone, enjoy your evening.
Very good.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Off to my next meeting. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jeff.